My name is Magdalena Erdoiza Esteves. I am the director of the graduate program at Indiana University Southeast. I also direct the New Neighbors Project, which started in July of 2007. We came up with a proposal for some permanent funding from Indiana University Southeast. It wasn't very big, but it allowed us to start some type of initiatives. So the first thing that we thought was get in contact with some of the schools.
It's an IUS grant, Degrees of Excellence. And that particular grant was a first initiative toward working with kids. A lot of the money was used to purchase books and supplies and things like that that families could use at home and teachers could use in the schools.
From that initial step, we were able to grow it into the project that we have today. That experience gave us enough of a foundation to later propose a federal grant.
Magdalena applied for that and received it, which expanded the whole concept of New Neighbors. That component of New Neighbors did more with professional development for school administrators, for counselors, people who work in the cafeteria, the ladies or gentlemen, whoever works in the front office. Everybody who had any contact with kids in a school, we felt very strongly should have some kind of professional development.
We have colleagues who go to the elementary schools, those who go to the middle and high schools, to work with the ENL specialists and with the mainstream teachers, and they help them go further in the professional development, but based on the specific needs of those teams and those schools.
Some students are very strong in writing to help them with their speaking skills, or some students are very strong speakers, but they need that scaffolding for their writing. So that assistance from IUS and New Neighbors to provide us with that support has been critical, because that's what all of our programming and our student curriculum is based off of.
We began also offering systematically in the 8 network schools that are part of our project professional development series, which include 6 full-day Saturdays in the spring, and teachers are selected. They even sign a contract with us, and they come and learn with other teachers from the other network schools so that they can go back to their classrooms and improve their teaching.
Having a resource for the mainstream teachers besides ourselves that they can go to and get answers and questions and strategies. A lot of them are finding out that a lot of the strategies that they're learning for their ELLs works for their other kids that are struggling.
We began offering licensing for our teachers in the southern Indiana region for the first time. That was pretty exciting for us.
We have a program for teachers to come back to school and get another license that makes them licensed to be specialists in teaching English language learners. So that way we're able to provide specialized trained teachers to schools in the future. We're also able to train faculty at the School of Education at Indiana University Southeast so that they can change their own courses so that the new teachers coming out of the School of Education will have already had training.
For the faculty, it is essential that the School of Education be able to respond to the needs of what we call our new neighbors.
The first initiative was to give resources out to teachers. Resources in terms of videos, books that were in Spanish if you had to, or whatever it was that they really thought they needed to work with kids.
The New Neighbors Project allows me supplies to be able to teach my ESL students vocabulary in the upper grades, especially 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, Students get a lot of content vocabulary that they are not familiar with and they don't use in their homes with their native languages. So we are provided picture dictionaries as well as vocabulary word maps, highlighting tape, where we can do intense vocabulary lessons in the classroom.
The biggest thing are the resources that we've received through New Neighbors. We like to use a program that will address all the language components like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So this is a great program. I've seen great success with this.
I can't speak enough about how valuable this partnership is. They've provided printers, they've provided me with a CD listening center, they've provided us with tape recorders, pretty much anything that we've asked for in the realm of technology, they've been a partner in helping us.
I think another challenge for teachers has a lot to do with communication with the families, because once again, they're still thinking, I don't speak Spanish, so I really can't do much. I mean, I don't know what to do.
Get a newcomer in your room, and at first it was like, because what am I going to do? I have a newcomer in my room, and I have, these other children that are at a higher language level, plus I have native English speakers.
If we don't involve parents into the educational process, we are lacking a tremendous aspect.
The parent component is one element that is needed for the educational success of any children. Parents are the first teachers of their children, so their involvement in the activities at school are very important.
Schools are not similar across the world, and therefore parents need to get acquainted with the schools and the regulations and the culture of the school.
It's my job to explain to the families, why I'm here. I'm here to tell you the regulations, the policies, and a lot of times, a lot of these families come from countries where, you just show up and here you are.
The parent involvement is vital for the teachers too. When teachers see that parents are involved, they see that there is an interest that creates a relationship between the parent, the child, and the teacher.
So the families of English language learners, we want them to feel comfortable going into their school, speaking with their children's teacher, speaking with the principal, making an appointment at a parent-teacher conference.
In our parent-teacher conferences, we hold about 96% of our students at this school, their parents come for conferences in the fall, and this spring we had 93% of our parents who came.
So we try to encourage parents by telling them, if you are an active agent in the education of your children at school, at home, and in the community, your children will be successful.
One of our goals is to have the 8 schools in our network be welcoming centers for the community.
Our mission is primarily to prepare quality educators who care about all kids, who are interested in the school community, the school itself, and that they understand diversity. And those are the basic 4 themes for the School of Education. So this fits right into what we have to do anyway, what we think is important.
For us, the ultimate result is going to be the success of those students. We want them to be totally successful in elementary, in middle, in high school, and we want them to continue with the university. So we will do whatever is in our power, to pool the resources as needed so that we can make it happen.